Elder Grizzly chiming in with another grand old video. Today we'll be doing FrostPunk Story 1. I figure we could do FrostPunk stories like every other day. I'm going to try to get my schedule and keep that up to date. So we will definitely try to do today's stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll take a break and the next day we'll do a stream. So keep it locked and loaded. If you want to keep up with more content of mine, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy what's about to happen in the frozen wastelands of the tundra. And please, please, please keep it locked and loaded. Give me 1 second and we'll start right up. Alright folks, without further ado, let's get started. The first series we're going to do of the scenario, we're going to do a new home. Alright, no explanation needed, let's dive right in. Custom scenario, everything's going to be on default settings. Let's go. I always love doing the FrostPunk stuff because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of challenge, a lot of planning, and there's so much that could go wrong. So
we roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow. With it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step, we knew the cost of our journey, and We paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
A new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On the way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of the generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are any of the others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world as we know it has crumbled. We have to survive. So, this is the site in which we will be doing a new home. And I'll explain more as we get in. Fight the cold. We need the generator working. It provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we will freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. Okay, so let's take a minute to go over a little bit of the basics, because I played a lot of Frostpunk on my days off of stream. So there are 3 resources of Frostpunk. They include steel, wood. Oh, that's more wood. Where is it? That's more wood. Where is it? And coal. You need coal to power the generator. Without the generator, you're going to have a lot of sick. People can die. People can freeze to death overnight. Without this, we don't have a heart. So we, as like any normal body, you keep the heart pumping. Simple. Wood, which is pictured over here, is the currency of Frostpunk. Without wood, you can't build anything. You can't build buildings. You can't build medical posts. You can't build hunters' huts. You can't build anything. Now, the next form of things is we're going to go over the Book of Laws. What would be a city without laws? So, when you go in, you've got a whole bunch of tree branches here. You can sign laws. When you sign a law, there's a cooldown depending on how serious the law was. So, for example, we are... Let's take a look. We have 65 people out of 80. That would mean roughly 15 of our population are children. Now, unfortunately, I need all hands on deck. So the first law I'm going to sign is one that gives kids safe jobs. There aren't enough hands to do all the work. We'll allow children to be employed in safe workplaces, like cookhouses or hothouses. Kids can also go out and gather materials, which makes this an unnecessary law this early in. Children can work in safe places. Hope will fall slightly. Children workers can be injured in accidents while working. It's a tough law, but I need to sign this. So now, our population has gone to a maximum of 80, and our hope meter went down a little bit. People are not going to like this, but it's for the benefit of everybody. So, let's get building, and let's sort things out. We're going to have to do everything necessary here to kind of get building. So I'll send most of the adults to go and get the wood, which we're definitely going to need. We're going to need some steel, so I'll send 5 people over there. For the kids, because there's 15, I'll send 5 each for coal pile. And that should give us a little bit of a leeway. Now, we do have 15 engineers, but those engineers are going to serve a purpose. So what we do, because we have a little bit of wood, we can make a workshop. So I'll explain about what that does after I build one. So first and foremost, going to build that. Use a little bit of wood to build the street. And now we're going to press play on our meter, and we can get going. But our children are used to working. They'll get hurt. Sure, we can find a way to educate some of them. If I was doing a technological tree and a technological playthrough in this scenario, I'd do the other law, which is children's shelter. And while the adults are at work, the children have a safe place to stay. And our workforce comes in, we can put 5 engineers, and here is our technology tree. Now for steel and wood, this is where you're going to be spending a lot of that. So for instance, we can do steam hubs, we can do heaters for buildings, we can make a beacon, which we're going to do that shortly. We're going to need faster gathering, a coal thumper, we've got sawmill, and steelworks. These are all industrial areas that we are definitely going to be needing. And for food, health, and shelter, the only thing available at tier 0 or phase 0 is the hunter's gear. So for now, we're going to need faster gathering to speed up everything. So let's watch as everything gets going. You can see on the map, everybody is going to and from. What is being gathered? Family torn apart. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group. She's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team we'll send out. She urges you to hurry. We'll do what we can. We will be sending a scout team very soon. Okay. We have 101 wood. We have 80 people without a roof over their heads, so we need to make a housing area for everybody to stay during the night, or people are going to get sick and very much likely die. Even with the warmth of the generator, nobody likes to sleep on the snow ground. I don't expect my population to. So we'll get going. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And then on top of that, hopefully we get, nope. Okay, so we're going to turn the generator on, and this will provide heat to our population overnight. See, they're all quick on hopping on and getting it done. In case you wanted to see what it looked like when the people gathered around the huts and whatnot. Nothing too extravagant, but it does give you a little bit of a gist. Lucy Blexham. Biggest concern, everything is fine. She's going home. Illness and healthcare. So, a couple of our people got sick overnight, obviously because it's cold out and things aren't going well for them. Luckily, we only have 2 sick overnight. Our next law. Now, normally, I would rush to get the extended shift, which you very much need, or overcrowding. But we're going to have a food situation soon, and that's going to call for 2 laws. I could either do soup. We can cook soup instead of full meals to feed more people with the same amount of raw food. Soup will be available in the cookhouses. Hope will fall slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. Eating soup will cause discontent. And any kind of situation, I don't like that. Discontent can build quickly. People will get disgruntled, and they will start fights over it. Food additives. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear this next meal. We can add sawdust to meals to make them more filling. Yum, yum. Although not exactly tasty or healthy. I can have the sawdust meal. Hope will fall slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. Some people eating sawdust meals will fall ill. But, on a side note of that, it does double whatever food ration I put in. So, if I have 80 rations, I can get back 160 meals. So, unfortunately for them, they're going to be eating some sawdust today. But we won't be doing food just yet. We have how many sick overnight? Sawdust and bread. What next? Stones for pillows. We have 3 sick overnight. Not bad. long as we can keep this up. Yeah, alright. So, we have enough wood to make a medical post, which is necessary. So I'm going to build one there. No. Okay, faster gathering is done. Now I want the beacon. So that's going to do its job. I'm going to make another medical post right in the middle. Let's see, we have 5 engineers. 5, 5, and 5. Food. Okay, and now, let's see, how much wood do I need? Oh, I have enough wood for a cookhouse. Grand. So I'm going to build one on the side over here. Whenever you build something, if it's not lined up with the city streets, you cannot build it until you build that street or road. So it's a good thing we have one close in. We can do that. We have a beacon. We have faster gathering. I'm going to attempt something really silly. I'm going to try to attempt when I get 50. Okay. I want to do phase 1, and I'll tell you why after we're done.
End of shift. Go rest all you can.
Okay, we have a food and hunger situation. See, standard meal cookouts will produce 4 food rations from 2 raw food. Cookouts will produce 6 food rations from the sawdust meal, so we'll need that. Now we have another new law, Capac, which we're going to need something a little bit different. Now we're going to do healthcare. Healthcare is essential in Frostpunk. People get sick. No doubt about that. -20 all day long, working, breathing in the cold air. You're going to get sick. You're going to fall ill. You're going to take a day or 2 to recover. Medical areas are going to take care of you the best they can. But, worst case scenario, we're probably going to need to take off a limb. Radical treatment. We'll try everything to cure the gravely ill, from invasive surgery to amputations. The gravely ill will be treated at medical posts. Hope will slightly rise. 20% of the gravely ill treated at medical posts will be left as amputees. Discontent will rise slightly. Or sustain life. We can't cure the gravely ill, but we can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputations with radical treatment. This is the law I have never, ever, ever signed. One reason, and as we read through it, you'll know why. The gravely ill will be kept alive, but untreated, in medical posts. Hope will rise slightly. Discontent will rise slightly. The gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. The gravely ill will take up beds at medical posts. I have never seen a successful run where this law has ever been signed because it does so much damage. I'd rather go through surgery, so radical treatment it is.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
I just hope they won't cut my leg off if I fall ill. Even with all our advances in medicines, we still have to resort to this. Unfortunately, that is the case. And we have people not doing anything. Our weather meter on the top right, as we roll into day 3, will show that we have no new weather anomalies. So we can get back out there into ripping up more resources, which it looks like we have everything covered. I'm gonna send some adults out to get coal. Let's send some more out for steel wreckage. No, I'll leave that as is. I can speed up the recovery of wood crates if I wanted to, so that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Everybody is nice and toasty. Look at that. Imagine being so comfy when it's -20 out. Even intense. Alright. Everybody's all set.
The work shift starts.
Now, we have people making food, so we no longer have a food issue. People are being fed. Okay. Now, we're going to fire up the beacon. And the beacon you don't have to do much with. You can build it anywhere, but I prefer to build it out of the way. So, there's the beacon. We'll build a road to that. And as we go, we'll have a new law to pass. Now, normally I would go for overcrowding, but we're going to need resources and whatnot. So, emergency shift, and then I'm going to go for extended shift.
New law in the city.
It's like everybody is doing that. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to make a wall drill so we no longer have to rely on wood and such. Day 4, according to the thermometer,
Night is coming. Look
it's
out.
going to drop 10 degrees each level. So we have 2 levels dropping on day 4. So we're looking at negative 40 degrees. There are 22 people hungry and we have over 150 rations. Beacon built. Good. This is what the outside world looks like, in case you were wondering. Yeah. The backstory is that a volcanic winter has come to the entire world. So everything got covered in snow. So that's what it looks like. We have a lost expedition and an observatory. So now we have a bit of a sensation here. Because we have a beacon, we need 5 volunteers. And because I'm getting so much wood, and because the wood drill will be finished soon, I can actually afford to strip people off of a wood pile. And I'll send volunteers to the lost expedition. Ready to search. People cheer as the giant observation balloon soars above the city. This is a real feat. Everyone feels proud of the work they've done to make it happen. Volunteers have lined up eager to go looking for our lost people in the Frostland. The woman who came forward earlier is among them. So there she goes. And our expedition team is located at the top right of the screen. So they'll reach the Lost Expedition team in about 6 hours and 10 minutes. They get faster as we build faster sleds for them. Oh, sorry about that. And we just sit through the night. Not gonna lie, the wind is blowing. Everything's pretty much set. We've got an observation going first thing in the morning for a wall drill. Yep. Another day, another shift. That's life.
Bundle up.
And here comes the cold. Okay.
Move. Time to get to work.
Unfortunately, I need to pull back some people. I'll be pulling back from quite a few places. I'm going to pull the kids back because I'm not that much of a monster. The people that are doing the wood crates over there, they can stay. I'm going to pull you guys. Okay. A happy reunion, the Lost Expedition. We enter the camp, appearing out of the driving snow. A choir of excited voices welcomes us. Thank God you found us. We've been wandering for days until we could go on no longer. Soon we've begun to starve. Children and adults surround us, packed and ready to go. Surrounding sites discovered, the crash site and sturdy shelter. Scouts will set out towards our city and bring the survivors quickly and safely with them. Survivors will set out towards our city on their own. It will take longer and some of them may die. We cannot afford to lose any numbers this early. There are 22 workers, 9 engineers, and 3 children. We need everybody, so we'll escort them. Okay. Meanwhile, back at town, I'm gonna send a few people to do coal. The wood is gonna stay until needed. Can I make that wall drill yet? No, it's being researched, isn't it? Yep. Alright. We've got 9 people recovering in the medical bay. Oh, frostbite. One of our people has become gravely ill due to frostbite. This will keep happening if they have to work in such cold. Well, I have an idea. That's one frostbite. I have a very much high opinion on what to do in terms of that. So, we're going to rip people down from that. We have enough coal to last through the night. So, let's start pre-planning our city because of what's coming next. So we have steel, wood, and more wood. We can actually build something to help our people stay warm even though it's a frozen area. This, absolutely, BioKitty, this game does get very brutal very quickly. The difficulty goes from, hey, I'm having a jolly fun time, to why won't snow stop? So we're going to set up our gathering posts, and we're going to make it as easy as it can. Pre-planning this early on will actually help quite a bit. We'll build this across. Look at that. Another person became gravely ill, it looks like. We've got a wall drill now. And to make matters better, I'll build a steelworks. So, while we have people laying around not doing much, we can actually build a wall drill. And that will put an end to our wood problem. Because a wall drill gives you endless amounts of wood. A word of advice, steam cores. We just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. That was our first and only steam core, but that's okay. Oh, we've got people. They're back. People from our convoy, reunions. It's heartwarming to see families reunited after so many hardships. There shouldn't be any other settlements nearby. The first expeditions left London long ago. They ought to be well established by now. Surely they'll help us find our footing. We'll look for the others. So, while we found people, let's find another settlement. We'll go to the Observatory first. Okay. Fortunately, we've got good news, we've got bad news. We've added about 34 people to our stock, but now we need wood in order to situate them. I do not have the wood to situate them. Okay. We do have a wall drill now. We can set people in there. That'll have to be tomorrow. This will be the coldest night for people because they have no place to rest their heads. However, I do have engineers that can serve as technicians, but yet again, I have no wood. So let's hope, let us hope for not that many sick. Okay, we're feeding the people that are hungry. That's fine. Oh boy. Look at that sick. Woo! Okay, our expedition has gotten to the observatory. Aha! More survivors. Observatory. The sun is dimming. Instead of astronomers, we are met by some of our people. They explained that they came here for help, but found everybody dead. The astronomers continued their observations until they starved. Oh boy. What was so important for them? They wrote it up in their diaries. The loss of sunlight can't be explained solely by the fouling of the atmosphere by the southern volcanoes. The sun is dimming. Site discovered. Gloomy cave. Our scouts will set off towards the city and bring the survivors. 12 workers, 18 engineers, 2 kids. Resources shortage? Yes and no. We'll be signing the extended shift right now.
Listen, everyone.
That will enable us to have 14-hour work days, and unfortunately, I'm going to need that for quite a bit of places. I'll even use it for my research center. Look at that, we already have enough wood because we signed that law. So we'll be building out this way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Get going.
Okay, the true work day started, not the early shift. Okay, those people now have houses. We are going to build a medical post right next to them. So soon we'll have that taken care of. Okay, wood crates have been depleted. Now what I want to do is jump straight on over when I have 75. I want as much technology done as quickly as possible. And there's a reason for that as well. Okay, let's take a look. What was finished? Okay, we have a steelworks now. Steelworks, the only thing you need to make one is wood, so we're a good setting for that. Steelworks. Now, there's always a spot where they go. I'm gonna put one right here. Okay, there's those people. We have 28 more. We're gathering quite a ton of people, which is fine. Wood crates depleted. We can send another scout team out. Let's go to the crash site and see what happens. We'll keep building this road. So, let's see. I built one out that way. The gathering post outlived its usefulness. Okay. Is it this one? No. It's not that one. It's this one. There's a reason I'm going to take everybody out, but I'm going to leave the gathering post up. I'm going to build another tech center when I get enough wood. Kind of gonna make a what's the term for it? I'm gonna make a technology area. That's the.
Go rest all you can.
Okay. I can sign a law soon, which is what we're gonna need to beat the hunger, as I would put it. Fortunately for me, I have need of a hunter's hut. And I have enough wood to make it. And a hunter's hut sends people out at night to hunt. You'd be like, what's surviving in a nuclear wasteland where everybody is pretty... Uh-oh. We have another issue. But first, let me sign the overcrowding law. Our medical facilities should be fully utilized, even if we had to put the patients on the floor. Unfortunately, we have to sign this law. I'll show you the other one in a minute. The capacity of the medical facilities is doubled. That's what I'm looking for. Using the extra capacity will cause discontent. Discontent will slightly rise. Or we could use extra rations, which we do not have the luxury of using. We can feed sick people for extra rations to help with the recovery. New ability. Use extra rations in medical facilities to speed up recovery. I'd go for the overcrowding.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
It's gonna drop. It's actually gonna get warmer by 10 degrees tomorrow. So I would rather have that than people not being in a facility at all. Okay, I need 10 people in there. I need 10 people in here. Alright, so it's going to get warmer tomorrow. There it is. It's going to get warmer by 10 degrees. We can actually send people out to go gather. Yet again, 5 kids here, 5 kids there. Let's see here. We have people that can work in here. We have many things taken care of. However, what I'm looking for in particular is a coal thumper. Okay, there's nothing else that can be used here. Fortunately for me, I can dismantle this because there's no need to keep it. Okay. 4 hours until that. Fate of the Forgotten. There are plenty of priceless supplies in the wrecks of our expedition. Searching among the crates scattered in the snow behind the wrecks, we found the bodies. They're tangled together in a frozen mass, as if these people were trying to find at least a bit of warmth just before they died. We can do nothing for them, not even bury them. They were carrying with them 132 wood and 46 rations. We'll have to take what they had. And we'll send our crew on to the sturdy shelter. Meanwhile, back in town, we are struggling with a few things. We have need of 1 medical post, which is being built. We have a coal thumper. We need a steam coal thumper, so I'll start on that. That gathering post that I left behind earlier, we're going to be utilizing it, but we're going to be throwing another one next to it. Because now, we're going to be using that to supply a coal thumper. What coal thumpers do is, the machine, like in real life, there's real coal thumpers in real life, they dig the drill into the ground, and they bring up to the surface all the coal that's in the veins of the earth. So, less use of a coal mine. But you still need people to go and get it. So we're going to be using kids to gather it with a little bit of adults.
Finish your labors, people. The work day is up.
Alright, we have 152 cold homes. I will heat it soon, trust me. Believe in me. Believe in me, city. I need you to believe in me. So we still have a hunger issue. Which, that's fine. I have 2 kids for that. Okay. We are running out of coal. The wisdom of the crowd. Captain, when facing demands, remember this. People usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. I am not going to eat the children. At least not this early in. If I was doing a Soylent Green run, I could actually pass a secret law this game has, in which you resort to cannibalism to feed everyone. I've done that before, but I haven't done that in a while. I actually did it once, and I started running out of bodies to eat. Morbid thought. It's over here, medical post. Yeah, I generally don't like to utilize my workforce as food, so instead we make hot houses and send people to hunt. Alright, our scouts have reached the sturdy shelter. The shelter is well supplied and built to withstand even the worst weather. An advanced steam heating system protects it from the cold. Aha, we found something. Sturdy shelter, and the trail leads to another city. The shelter is comfortable and well equipped with emergency supplies. There's a notice posted on the heavy round door. To all scientists, if you use any supplies, remember to notify the quartermaster upon your return to the city. This means there's another city out there. Signpost by the trail points in two directions. London, 1934 miles. Home, 27 miles. We will be taking these supplies, being that there's pretty much no one here, obviously. They were carrying 189 wood, 103 rations, thank God, and 1 steam core, which is valuable. We will now be going to the steel bridge. Meanwhile, back at home, we have a little bit of an issue. We've just gotten the steam coal thumper, which we will be building right here, right now to keep up. And to make everything better for our medical facilities, we'll be doing the upgrade to their technology. Okay. We're losing coal somewhere, and it's only negative 30, so I will be sending people out to gather coal from the piles. So we'll be using this. So we could throw all 7 on there. Why not? So now let's see how this goes. Oh, look at that coal. Look at that coal meter. That sucker's going. Okay, for our new law, why don't we try making a fighting arena so people don't punch my face? Oh, nothing relieves tension better than watching a few rounds of an all-out slugfest. New building, fighting arena. Evening bouts will reduce discontent. You will have to build a fighting arena, though. I will. In fact, because it's so cheap, I will make 2 fighting arenas, and I'll put them here for one part of the city. And then I will make another one that goes... Come on. Roll around. You're not going to let me do it, are you? Okay, well, I'll build one here. I was hoping to make one, but it looks like there's a medical facility blocking it. Nope, there we go. Weird, it didn't let me start it up. Okay, those are going to be built. I'm itching to see a good fight, just be like the old times. A child has been injured at work. A child got distracted at work and has been injured. The accident was not serious and happened entirely due to the child's carelessness. This is where you can be a little ruthless because you need your workforce. This child won't work for 24 hours. Hope will slightly rise if I give him a day off. But I'm going to have to scold him for being careless, so it won't happen again. Oh, that is life, unfortunately. But to make up for it, I'm going to build houses for them all. Okay, the fighting arenas have been built. Oh.
Night is coming.
Hey, they reached the bridge. Bridge to Winterholm, a functional automaton. We stopped at the edge of a deep, wide ravine, marveling at the steel bridge spanning it. Even more so at the huge automaton sweeping snow from the roadway. It would be possible to send the machine back to our city or disassemble it for resources. So if I send it back, I get 1 free automaton, which is that huge robot. Or if I dismantle it, I get 2 steam cores and 88 steel. I actually love automatons. They make work so much easier. So I'll be sending it, reprogramming it, and sending it to the city. Automaton sent to the city. We reprogrammed the automaton and sent it on its way. As it disappeared in the distance, walking steadily towards the city, our first wisps of snow started to settle on the bridge. We have large convoy or a weather station. We're gonna hit the large convoy, then the weather station, in that order. The search for others, deserted bridge. Finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we're on the right track, but raised questions. Why was the bridge deserted? Why weren't the automatons under the care of an engineer? There are logical explanations to it all, but people are growing anxious. Hope falls slightly. We'll find out in Winterhome. Oh, I wish it wouldn't have hit so hard. It's not where I wanted it to be. Okay, in terms of technology, I'm going to do Hunter's Gear next. Then I'm going to do heaters. Then I'm going to start working on range and preparations for coal. We're doing alright tonight. Nobody's sick. People are recovering. Oh, one's sick, but they went right in. 2 sick. 3 sick. People are hungry. That's understandable. Let's speed up ahead. People are going to work. Protective mother, child labor. A mother has refused to let her daughter go to work. Afraid she'll get injured. We could look the other way this time, but others might see it as unfair. This child won't work for 24 hours. Hope will rise slightly. Or we won't make an exception and nothing will change. We have to work. I'm sorry it's unfair to your kid, but you and her will share something common. You're both workers. Ah, a large convoy they saw at Winterhome. The workers who were riding in this convoy told us that they were headed for the city of Winterhome. We were supposed to follow the signal from the beacon, but we couldn't track it, they say. We tried to follow a search pattern to find it, but we ran out of fuel. Let's bring them back to our city instead. There's 27 workers and 19 engineers. Alright. So, we have the ability to make bunkhouses now. So, as stated before, I'm going to do Hunter's Gear to give our people who hunt more tools for their job. We have a lot of fuel from the wood. So, in terms of that, what we can do is let's see. I want to do something extra. But let's situate our people first. We'll build them bunkhouses so they're not in tents anymore. But we're out of steel. That's okay. That is perfectly okay because our scout team is coming back and they have a ton of steel. Alright, there's that. I'm going to work on heating now because that's super important. Alright, people are building their houses or upgrading their houses. Let's see if we can settle a few more people in for the night.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
Yep, they seem to be a little bit mad. That's understandable. We're low on steel, so what we need now is a steel steelworks. Yeah. People are hungry. When the numbers roll over from hunger, one person is starving, and that's bad. I can introduce a new law. That's fine. Let's do a care house for people that are like amputated.
Hear me. New law in the
So
city.
we'll build a care house. It only takes a little bit of this and that. And instead of building the long way, or the short way, I'm going to build the long way. Look at that. Scouts returned to the city and they hit the mother lode. 27 workers, 19 engineers, 321 wood, 46 rations, 103 food, and 1 steam core with an automaton that's right behind them. So, we're going to send them back out to the weather station this time. And with all the resources that we have, we can actually start building a little bit of tents for everybody and upgrading as we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew! Alright. So where I need people now is I have a whole bunch of engineers that can be used. I have no steel. However, we can solve that issue right here, right now. Because as before, steelworks costs no real steel to use, fortunately. But now we have a bigger problem. People are hungry, and even though we have fed them, we still need to upgrade their housing, as it were.
Work time. Get moving.
Care house has been built. Got people that are hungry, that's fine. They're already taken care of. Got people in there working. Double rations for kids. In the wake of recent child workers' accident, the parents argue that we could give working children double rations to make them stronger and help prevent injuries. Fortunately, I'm going to try. This is my first ever attempt. I'm going to agree with them and say kids will have double meals so they can work better. Hopefully that will boost work efficiency. Lo and behold, the automaton. Nature's wonder. Alright, automatons. They are used for a little bit of everything. Our first automaton is operational. This will help our economy greatly. The automatons replace manual labor crew. They work around the clock with short breaks to refuel at the generator. We can research upgrades to raise their efficiency and capacity. Whew! I am so happy to get this early in. So now what we're going to do, instead of using people at the steelworks, we're going to employ an automaton. And as we get more steam cores, we can make more. But right now, I have a bigger issue. Long hours of toil. I won't address it right now. I know people are working extra shifts, but we need it. Okay, steam steelworks. Whoops. We'll upgrade those ASAP. And the automaton actually helps with those. Come on. When you upgrade a facility, it also makes it warmer. So now it went from cold or chilly to livable.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
So now what we can do is we'll go back. Let's see, what can we do? Let's do the power upgrade. And our automaton through the night will keep working at a steelworks, and he'll be generating more and more. We do have another problem though. It's going to drop back to freezing. And to make things worse, I've got people out here working. So I'm going to pull everybody that's out gathering back inside. And instead, we will reenact our plan from earlier and make gathering posts. So, 1, 2, 3. And we will build roads to each of them. We can actually branch off of this and do that. And we can branch off of this short road and do this. Now, as it were, we have a medical issue that can be addressed right here and now. And we will build one. We'll build 2. Because we have enough to spare. Doesn't want to agree with me. Because there's nothing better in the world when you get sick than seeing a doc. We have a ton of people that can gather. 1, 2, and 3. Now the cookhouse will not operate because it's not warm enough, so I'll get the kids out of there. Oh, we've got a ton of workers. So we can make more workshops, as it were. Whoops. Built it too far away from the road. So there's that. Keep an eye on the gathering posts. Make sure they're at least chilly, so nobody gets sick. This is cold. Let's turn the heater on there. One of these is automaton, the other is worker, so we'll turn that on. I have a plan for these, so we are going to do a steam hub quickly. I'll introduce a new law. Because we have everything set okay so far, fingers crossed, we're going to open a pub and have a few drinks.
A new law has passed.
Let's keep people somewhat happy, you know. Put it right here. Now, because we have over 100, let's try upgrading some people's houses. Do I have enough to get everybody? Yeah, I do. Alright. That works. And the steam hub just finished. Good. Now we need a range converter. And we'll put that right over here. So now when this is done, everything that the steam hub is in will heat it. And we'll put people to work in the pub. We'll even turn the heater on so people are okay. And as for the steam core, or steam hub, we'll set it to only working hours. Our team has reached the weather station, and we've got a grim forecast. We found scientists' notes. They predicted the great cold is only going to get much worse. What's more troubling is that observationists ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not a crumb of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they've moved on for good. We'll see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. We've discovered 2 sites, Coal Mine and Winterhome. We've gathered 115 coal they left behind and 1 steam core. We'll take that. And we'll head on over to Winterhome. Oh boy, here we go. As we do this playthrough, make sure you stay warm too by subscribing on my button, hitting the bell for future notifications, and liking this button so we don't get thrown out into the Frostlands. The recent report of the weather station has got people talking. They're frightened that such an important facility was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder whether the evacuation from London was a good idea. A few are lamenting openly. I knew we shouldn't have come. At least London had real houses and tents and wooden shacks, not tents and wooden shacks. Oh, well, hopeful slightly. We'll have answers soon enough, though. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, it's nighttime now. Everybody's living a little bit comfortably, I want to say. Okay. So what I'll do is I will level off some of the okay, side note, I should have had these heaters on for the medical area.
The work shift starts.
I can pass in a law. Psst, hey buddy, you want to have a drink? Let's pass a law for moonshine. We can give people a little bit of liquor now and then to soothe their aching bodies and souls. Every meal slightly lowers discontent. Eating soup causes less discontent.
New law. A new law has passed.
Alright. I've missed a good tipple. A glass a day keeps the worries away. Alright, it looks like we depleted a steel wreckage slot from one of the gathering posts. That's good. That's good. Now we're going to do a range increase. The goal right now is to prep the city as well as I can with no one really living out of a tent, which we've done so far. Oh, what? Long hours of toil? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll level off of the 14-hour shifts. Okay. So next we'll do generator efficiency, and then we'll do... Actually, we'll do flying hunters. That'll be something fun to see. And finally, they have reached Winterhome, the fall of Winterhome. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The City Chronicle describes the shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources and the eventual starvation. Their last entry, God forgive us, we're eating our dead. There's no hope. Nearby, there is a freshwater springs and an American camp. What's left over from the fall of Winterhome? 2 steam cores. We are on our own. We are alone. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here. People living normal lives in homes heated by generators, but we're alone. Hope falls. Watch the hope bar at the bottom of the screen. We should never have left Britain. Terrible. All these people, we can't end up like them. How are we supposed to survive if they didn't? Look at that hope drain out. Rock bottom. Winterholm has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as news of the fate of Winterholm spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to settle in. I must give them purpose. Okay, folks. I didn't think I'd get this far, but we'll keep doing the scenario. I'll do a little bit more and I might call it for the day. But these are our choices. So, Winterholm fell. Everybody left. Everybody scattered. We have to make a choice of what we want to do. So, our path will now branch off into more laws that will give us focus. We can either do faith and be spiritual, or we can tamper down and do order. Normally, I would flip a coin, but I've done order many times over. Order focuses on, this is going to sound a little familiar in the current day events, propaganda, saying that my word is better than yours, watchtowers, throwing people that disagree with you in prison, and just tyranny at its core. I agree. Faith is actually the better route to go because you can do churches, you can give people hope, you can build better facilities in terms of healing people, which also will give them hope. People will pray. So faith is the easier of the two. I'm not going to do another order and discipline. So faith it is. So now our first objective in faith is we need to build a place to practice faith and peace. So we'll need to build houses of prayer. New building, house of prayer. New ability, sermon. I can use the house of prayer or a temple to call together a sermon. People living nearby will gather to pray, which will raise their hope. I'm going to have to build 2 of these.
Listen, everyone.
Okay?
New law is signed.
So, where would you build a house of prayer? Simple. Normally, I could build it near the living quarters, but they also appear to work. Let me see if I'm right here. They work in various areas, so we'll put one here. And then we'll put one on the other side of the city. Right here. And those will be built. So they're just like genuine churches at this point, and we don't need to do anything extra for them. So on that note, our people are going to the freshwater springs now. Alright. Good. I miss praying together.
Gather your tools.
A place to gather and praise the Almighty. What a godly plan. The Londoners, the unconvinced, want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority, but hope is low. A group of our people are so scared they want to flee the city from London in 15 days. They've come to try to change your mind. You say that faith will save us. You say that faith will save us. Nonsense. What are we going to pray for when food... What are we going to pray for food when we start to starve? Shouts one of them. If we don't try to reach London, we'll end up like Winterholm. Calm down, we're not going to die. Seriously, guys. We survived this long without any outside help. We're not going to die. But now I have a third problem, which is the Londoners. Your people are divided. Some of them are so scared they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. Fear may lead people to desperate acts. Maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the booming social crisis. This is why faith is so easy. So now I have 15 days to get 16 people down to at least nothing. So let's get started. The 2 houses of prayer are being built, which is good. Houses of prayer is built, so now they'll give hope. Look at that, we're already building. And we'll do a sermon to get more hope in. We'll send the kids to work in the cookhouse. Good. We will be fine. Oh look! Freshwater springs. Degenerated but alive. Near the freshwater springs, we met some refugees from Winterhome. They are a sorry sight, but seem to be completely unmoved by the fate of their city. We asked them what kept them from starving, and they looked away, then mumbled something about eating Rations. Let's escort these guys back. There's 22 workers and 7 kids with them. People have joined the Londoners. Sir, the people who want to leave for London have successfully urged their friends and neighbors to join them. People are more easily persuaded because they have little hope in the ultimate survival. That's fine. Let them gather. We aren't going to make it in this hole. We have to leave. I don't think so. Okay, we still got people gathering. That's fine. That's still good. Okay, our coal's looking pretty good. Let's see. I have 29 busybodies not doing anything. Let's get that tech going even more so we can build more tech areas, which we'll do right now. Okay, 27 are hungry. We have 153 and growing, 189. Okay, we've exhausted all of the gathering post stuff. So we can dismantle this building. Right on time for the generator efficiency to be upgraded. Now, let us do 2 things. We're going to do flying hunters next. People are starving. Why are you so hungry? Go eat. 180 pieces of food. Come on now. Alright, flying hunters. So guess what? We can do 2 hunter hangars. Now, I love the fact that, oh, here we go. Ah, look. A positive note. The House of Prayer, the rebirth of faith. Sir, people have started to visit the House of Prayer. There aren't many of them yet, but there might be a start of something special. It seems they really needed a proper place of worship. I'm glad to hear that. I can't do another sermon just yet. Look at that. They're blimps. They're zeppelins. And there they go. Boom. And those generate more food for our society. So in terms of that, I'm going to start on healthcare installation. We can pass another new law. We'll be doing shrines. Praying at shrines will give people the strength they need to take on arduous tasks every day. New building shrine. Shrines raise the hope of people working nearby. Shrines also increase the efficiency in a nearby workplace. But I'll have to build 3 shrines. That's fine, we can do that.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
So let's build shrines where they're most needed. Technology. The coal area. We'll do one. We can actually build more than 3. So we'll do it at the steelworks. One at the wall drill. And we can actually build some at the medical areas. So, alright. Shrines have been built.
Get back to
That's
work.
fine. So, with everything going on, my people are working on it. They'll be done within the hour. Ah, we have more people. That's fine. I actually have a place for these guys now. So there's only 22 of them. So 1, 2, and we'll put one right on the side of the church. I should explain that a building houses only 10 people. So anything above 22, we need 3. Alright, there's the healthcare situation sorted out. We can go ahead and move on to phase 3 of our technology tree. And we'll send more scouts back out. So I'm going to send them to the snow cliffs. A breath of hope. Sir, people have started to leave personal charms, beads, and written prayers at shrines and votive offerings. Votive offerings. It seems it helps them keep their spirits up in these trying times. I'm glad to hear it. Get those houses built for them people. What's wrong with you? Build that house too. People need a home. What's wrong with y'all? Build a house.
Coming. Put down your tools.
Okay. They waited until like late at night to build people's houses. Are you kidding? Ah, alright. I need more hunter hangers because we have a food issue. I can pass a new law. Let's do houses of healing. You know what? No. We're going to weigh in the houses of healing. We'll do evening prayers. We shall meet and pray together to warm not only our bodies, but our souls. Evening prayers, which are passed through the houses of prayer in the temple. Each one raises hope and has a small chance of convincing a Londoner to stay. So we'll do that. And we'll have a sermon. So that takes care of that. Londoners gain more followers, do they? So.
Get back to work.
Oh. Let's see here. What we're going to do now to help out. We're going to do more scouts. Let's see here. This has no purpose, so we'll get rid of that. The coal pile has been depleted. That's fine. Alright, we still got one pile of coal left, so that's fine by me. In terms of things, we need to make resource deposits so we can keep having more coal. Look, I built one. And now you're telling me I have to build a road up. Aren't you fucking? More scouts. I want lighter scout sleds. Alright. Where is it? There it is. We're gonna send another scout team out. So we have 2 scout teams now. One's gonna go to the American camp. Okay, the other. Alright. We'll do for both for coal. So now we can have over 1,000 coal. Okay, this is all set. I don't need that anymore. And to make it even better, I can remove the road that we used to build it, so we save more wood. Okay, look at that. Look at that spare road. We can get rid of that. What else? Oh, we're pretty good. Remove that. And later scouts led to the research. Next one's going to be hunter tactics. Just on a positive side note, no one has died yet. Alright, we've got a sermon going on. We got to get our hope up even more, so we are definitely going to need more prayer services and a lot. Trouble with the Londoners. Writing on the wall. Captain, someone defaced the walls with predictions of doom for our city. This is troubling. People already fear we'll share Winterholm's fate, and scared minds are swayed by even the smallest nudges. That's what people do. They just complain. It's their only benefit is, hey, we're screwed, so if we can't get our way, we're going to complain. So we're going to have to send a cleric to reassure people. But rest assured, we have everything under control. Everything is going according to plan. We have 11 days and we're making a lot of progress. But now I'm going to force people to do extra shifts in the technology area. Alright, we've got the American camp, starved Americans. The American camp was well supplied with everything except food. Searching the tents, we found more victims of hunger. Most of them had badly worn but sophisticated artificial limbs bearing a company symbol, Tesla Manufacturing. We can only bury them and take their equipment. So we've got 1 steam core and 64 steel, and we'll track them. So we're going to head over to the temporary settlement next. Also, on a side note, we did get another steam core, and I'm gonna have something to do with that next. All right, hunting tactics made it more efficient with less people, which is fine. Now for resources, because we have all this, we are going to need to fire up a coal mine. Because if not, we're going to go right downhill. Let's do purpose, of course. So now we're going to do, let's see. I'm going to make faith keepers first. Faith keepers are pretty much clerics that police the streets, and they reassure people and keep the peace. Picture like your most brawlic nun. It says here we're losing coal per day. Okay. Those who seek hope, raise your eyes to the heavens. Sing, brothers, those hymns truly work wonders. Our faith will guide us through the ice. Faith is the only hope in this frozen hellhole. Let us pray. All our troubles are trivial in the face of eternity. Have faith. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a we're actually going to do steam coal optimization. So what we'll do is we'll take the steam cores that we've been using and we'll put them to good use. So we're going to make one of these. Ooh, and this should put a hold on our coal situation.
The shift is ending.
Alright, we've got quite a bit of this and that. So we'll do an evening prayer. We'll pray together and read the scriptures to restore hope. Our scout team has found the temporary settlement, Memory of Injustice. The center of the settlement is marked with an upright boulder. On its roughly planned face, someone chiseled the following: May God have mercy. May God forgive the genius who sacrificed human lives in the name of progress. For we can't. Exiles of Tesla City. We won't touch the monument, but we decide to dismantle the wood, the bits, the huts for wood. So, what happened? We have no idea. We got another steam core and 193 wood. Let's head on over to the wall colony. See if anybody's alive. Okay. Snowcliff. Huh, there's a refugee from Winterhome. The man we've seen from afar was nowhere to be found. Searching his burrow, we find a diary of a scientist who fled Winterhome. After the starving city fell into chaos, its leader, an army captain, appointed himself an absolute ruler. He tried to impose order using force. Plenty of people disgruntled deserted the city and most of the others rebelled against him. So, as BioKitty commented of faith, maybe it was a positive thing we did not do order because everybody rebelled against him. We recovered 53 wood, 97 rations, and we got another steam core. That's good. So let's go to the Shrouded Cave. What do we got? Another act of vandalism. The Londoners had defaced more walls, urging everybody to join them and abandon the city. Some graffiti even mocks your leadership, branding you an unfit leader incapable of doing what it takes to save our people. Send a cleric to reassure people again. We'll have to keep an eye on these people. We'll reassure people with a sermon. Oh, we could even build another shrine near this one. Hope fell a lot. A cleric was beaten. Captain, a priest was assaulted whilst trying to reassure people disturbed by the Londoners' slogans. We should do something to protect our people. Apt the faithkeepers to secure the streets. Apt the faithkeepers to strike back. Pray for imminent assailants. I'm gonna send the peacekeepers to secure the streets. Making 998 coal a day now. Alright, everything's working nominally. There's coal research. Alright, next, after I do the steam wall coal mine, I'm going to build a factory, but for now, let's get the steam coal mine under wraps.
The work shift starts.
Alright, so they made it to the children's hideout. Little survivors. We talked to the children in the hideout. They said that one night, their teachers and some hunters took them away from Winterhome on a secret adventure. Teachers told them they're going to stay here for a while. When the food ran low, their guardians went back to get more and never returned. It seems these kids were evacuated in time before things in their city got ugly. There are 3 choices, and I've seen a few other people who have played this scenario actually leave the kids behind to die, and that's exactly what happens when you leave them. You can escort the children to the city. You can send the children to the city by themselves, but they'll probably get lost and die because, you know, kids walking through a barren wasteland by themselves tend to get distracted. And or the cruel thing, you could leave the children to their fate. Not knowing the way to our city, the children, all 35 of them, will be left trying to find them. We need every man, woman, and child to get this job done. So we're going to bring the kids to the city. We form the children, all 35 of them, into an orderly column and set off towards the city. They walk quietly and resolutely, like little adults, the youngest clutching their toys tightly. This is going to be a long journey. Please have enough warm beds prepared for their arrival. It is, and sometimes, very, very rarely, you will have a scenario in which you are low on supplies and time is very scarce, and you will give the kids a map and tell them, there's the city on the map, you're the boss, you have to lead the rest of the kids over to the city. I did it once, and all 35 kids wound up at the city. They were sick, but they were cured and quickly put to work. But sometimes I've watched some streamers actually leave all 35 kids behind. And the only thing the scripture reads is that they whisper, "What about us?" and the scout team just goes on, and the only thing they see is like a little girl holding a bear disappearing into the distance. It's really heart-wrenching. But in this scenario, this captain leaves no man behind. Alright, this is another scenario in which you have people. Some of the exiles are still alive, just barely. We could try to bring them to our city, although they might die on the way. One of the dying held a diary to his chest. We read the last entry. Exiled from Tesla City, with food and fuel running out, we sent the strongest among us to search for help. They're our last hope. We're afraid this refers to these poor Yankees we buried. So, they're dying, but now that we found them, they could provide useful. However, there's a lot of people here, and there's engineers. Engineers are crucial, and little hands can always work in gathering posts. So we're going to bring these guys to the city. Every person in Frostpunk counts, no matter how great or how small. So, we're going to build a coal mine. Fortunately for me, I have use for the people coming. That's why these coal mines are going up. Once they're, taken care of and brought back to the city, they'll get a warm house, they'll get a warm bed, and they will go ahead and just get to work. Alright, so, in preparation for our new guests, we need to do a few things. First up, I want to build houses instead of bunkhouses. And it just so happens we have just enough. But now I'm going to prove something else. I'm going to build a housing area separate from the rest of the town. It'll be here, and I'll show you what I'll do. So we're going to take bunkhouses, we're going to start lining them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. It won't let me do there. But we can do this. Whoops. Hang on. I built the street the wrong place. Here we are. So now I'm going to make more housing. Okay, that's done.
Down your tools.
We're gonna need to work on our resources quite a bit, but I have a plan. Okay. Look at Cole's just going. United by faith. Sir, we're holding an evening prayer this afternoon. People are here. Plenty of people are here. They're praying but also talking and laughing. I haven't seen anything this heartening in our city in a long time. It's really brought the community together. I'm glad to hear that. So, what we can do is keep an eye on that. There's a house of prayer going on. We could send... Oh, the Faith Keepers are already doing their thing. Another house of prayer. Good, good. Okay, do we have enough food for everyone? That is the main concern here. We've got 32 people not doing anything, but soon they will. We are going to send a law for the temple.
Hear me. New law in the city.
And when we get enough wood, we'll build that. We should think of everyone's needs, not just the faithful. Let's build that and show the unbelievers. Candles for the wicked. Trouble with Londoners. Sir, people are no longer troubled by the Londoners' slogans. Group prayers have strengthened our community. Small candles have started appearing under the slogans. People leave them when they pray for the souls of the Londoners. And that's going to start dissuading people. But as for what we have, alright, we have a mountain of people, a mountain of stuff. But good for me that I built all of these. So I'm going to send these guys back out to the Dreadnought landing. So what I'm going to do is start on everything I need right here now.
Get going. Time to earn your bread.
Okay, everybody's in a house. Let's get these heaters on. These people are only chilly for the moment. I'm gonna build another road. On this one, we're gonna take a steam hub and we're going to put it right about here. And I'm gonna tear this house down. And I'm actually gonna build another place to go. It's gonna go right here, right in the warm spot. Let's see here. We have plenty of wood, so there's no need to worry about that. And now we can build the grandest thing to kind of put this to bed, as it were. We can build a temple. We've got more people. But yet again, we already took care of the housing situation ages ago. The generator has been increased, and we're going to send this team over to the Frozen Grove. Food for the hungry, the Faith Keepers. Sir, our Faith Keepers found someone's illegal stash of food. It's quite big, so they plan to distribute it amongst people in need, but perhaps you would like it to be used another way. I could either add it to the stockpile, which isn't necessary, or I could distribute it amongst everybody, which is the right idea. I think everybody that's hungry should be fed. The temple has finally been built. The temple has been erected. The magnificent symbol of our devotions are now visible throughout the city. Hope rises immensely. Let's hold a ceremonial service to get that even through. Okay. Food is not an issue at the moment, but heating is going to be, and so is our heating situation. So we need to improve our heaters and get them to the advanced stages. We'll also keep an eye on the amount of coal that we get a day. It's proving to be enough, but coal is very much like water. You can never have enough. Okay, so far we have 103 people. We need a lot of hands to do things. So let's take a look here. We've got a law we can pass very soon. Okay, coal, coal, coal. We've got 3 steam cores. Let's take a minute to improve our coal mines if we haven't already. So that's 1, that's 2. That's even more coal that we're going to be able to use. Come on, do your thing. The people regain hope. The Londoners. For the first time, the Londoners have failed to persuade anyone to abandon their city and flee to London. People are recovering from their shock at the news of Winterholm and started to hope for the future. So that's going to put a dent in the Londoners, but we still got 8 days to persuade a lot of people. Okay, that's all set up. Let's get the heater efficiency going. Got people that are hungry. You better go get some food. We got 300 pieces of food. Heater efficiency upgrade has been done. That was quick. Let's get the power upgrade going. The temple, a change of heart. Sir, a man was found crying silently in the temple. We approached him to ask if he needed help. He told us he wanted to see you. I thought my faith died long ago, sir. With my wife and daughters in London, I couldn't see any purpose in our new life in the fight for survival. But today, I entered the temple. I saw a future for us. Now I'm ready to face it. I'm glad to hear that, sir. I'm very glad to hear that. Faith Keepers. Do a nighttime procession soon. Okay, they've reached the light to the south. And let's see what they found. I found a piece of hull plate bolted to a boulder. It's engraved with the following inscription. In the year 1885, the American expedition aboard Hephaestus landed here in search of a haven from the global glaciation. May God preserve the souls of our fellow countrymen who perished on the way aboard our sister ship, Prometheus. And we've discovered a site which is Tesla City. Let's head on over and see what's going on. Hopefully it's not too bad. We're just, right now, we're upgrading the generator, so it's not too bad. Temple is influencing people. Tesla City, thunder unleashed. Evil minds and bodies will prevail over the cold, reads the slogan of the entrance to the city. A central tall tower shines with a blue glow of electric discharges, which form a protective dome over the town. But something went wrong here. There are charred bodies lying in the streets, and the stench of burned flesh taints the air. We saw a lightning streak from the tower, hitting a building, leaving a gash from its roof. We could risk entering the city, which would murder everybody in the expedition. Literally, poof, expedition team gone. They could try to disable the electrical discharge, or we could stay away from the city. I'm gonna prove to stay away from the city that's got lightning shooting out of it. We didn't dare enter. We searched the outskirts of Tesla City. It seems that nobody has survived the inside, but some people might have escaped. And on that note, we'll go to the fishing village and see if they made it there. Oh, I can pass a new law. How about we do something beneficial to everybody? Let's pass the House of Healing.
Hear me.
That will build it right over here. So this enables not engineers, but just generally workers to come and provide healing care, and it's better healing care. So natural healing is slower, but it does no harm as God intended. Our brothers can heal my blisters. Londoners steal supplies. Someone has stolen 26 food rations from the stockpiles. People are saying it was the Londoners gathering supplies for their journey. It seems this ridiculous idea of leaving London is gaining traction. Let's send the Faith Keepers to catch them and see if they get them. The Faith Keepers succeeded. An evening prayer. That'll help. Now we've got people working in the House of Healing. Oh, hey, look at that. We can actually have kids working here. So that's a bonus. Overdrive coupling is set. We're on stage 3 right now. Normally I wouldn't push it, but I'm going to go to stage 4 quickly. Let's see. What? I thought they were waiting on something. The Frozen Grove. Buried shame. Poking around the trees marked with crosses, we found shallow graves under each of them. The dead bodies lack most of the bigger muscles, and some bones bear signs of a cutting tool. The corpses have been obviously stripped of edible parts. Now we know what kept the survivors by the freshwater springs from starving to death. We'll leave graves intact, but we can cut down the trees for wood. So they ate people that had died in Winterhome and had decided upon themselves, hey, they're already dead, let's see if we can make more of them. So they cut them up, they cooked them, and they ate them. That's why when we got to the freshwater springs and when we asked them what kept you alive, they mumbled something about eating Rations. There are the Rations from the people. Yeah, this game has quite a bit of a dark tone to it. But we can leave that grim sight behind and visit the coal mine. And our other scout team reached the fishing village. The fishing village used to supply Tesla City with food. Searching it, we found a letter. Mike, don't return to the city. Tesla is a madman. He cast out all the amputees, all the sick. Jerry's parents and Old Beth are among them. Old Beth. There will be blood, that's for sure, and soon. The village was left in order. We could send a team here to start fishing. Leave the village intact. Only the resources found on site will be taken. We'll be able to build an outpost here later. What will you get? Food? Just food? Well, we got enough food as it is, so we're gonna dismantle it. And we'll take 2 steam cores and 278 wood. And on that note, we'll go to the ice corridor. Meanwhile, back at home, we're getting a lot of traction. Our wood supply is building again. We've got over 3,000. We get 3,091 coal a day. Somebody died, unfortunately. Oh, God, I forgot. It's a good death. Sir, a dying old man has written a letter to you from the House of Healing. I will die a good death in due time, not in pain from illness or cold. I will die in peace, knowing that our city is in good hands. You understand that more than food and shelter, people need something to nourish their souls. For this, I thank you. May he depart in peace. But that also proves something new. He was our first death. And we have to open our laws, and the next thing we'll do is we'll build a cemetery. Now then, our resources are still a little bit low, so we will upgrade them the next chance we get. The Ice Corridor team, a triumph of engineering. We marvel at the thick slabs of ice that have been crushed and swept aside by the American dreadnought Hephaestus. Soon, we might be able to learn how it managed to accomplish such feats. We can see a huge silhouette in the distance, what might be his sister ship Prometheus. And now we have access to the icebound dreadnought. So let's head over there. So let's see here. Our team is going up. They're going to go hunting. Meanwhile, let's get our house design in order. So that way we can... Oh, more people are leaving the Londoners. Which is a good thing. Our hope is like huge. We have almost nobody like sick. Everybody's recovering, which is good. Okay. Icebound Dreadnought team has discovered calculating genius. The Dreadnought is stripped of useful machinery, but its boat contains enough steel to justify establishing an outpost here. On the bridge, we found a log with Tesla's last orders. Transfer all supplies and able-bodied survivors aboard Hephaestus. Take the amputees only if you have prosthesis to make them useful. Wow, he really did slave them out. We've discovered 191 wood, 124 steel, and 2 steam cores. Definitely useful. So let's take a look and head over to the abandoned sawmill. The Londoners have struck again. Captain, the Londoners are stealing again. They've taken 23 rations from the stockpile. People are angry that the Londoners are putting their crazy idea before the needs of the city. Let's see. The Faith Keepers may retrieve stolen food. So let's see if they'll catch them. And they succeeded. The Londoners steal supplies. Caught red-handed. Our Faith Keepers did well. They got the goods back. But more importantly, they caught one of the thieves. Now we can put an end to the stealing. They're asking what we should do with him. Let's see. Public penance. Banish him. Or let the people decide. I'm going to go with public penance and see how that goes. I have 3 days to sign it. The first Londoners are convinced to stay. Sir, several of the people wanted to flee to London and decided to trust you and stay. They say that your recent decisions convinced them that there is hope yet. Good. That puts even more of a dent in their plan. We do have to make that cemetery, because if not, that old man will remain unburied. So that's first, and public penance is second. The abandoned sawmill. There was probably an outpost here years ago. Now there's nothing left of this frozen sawmill. Well, we'll gather the 230 wood, and we'll go to the damaged snowcat spotted. Other team's taking forever. Alright, our house redesign just finished. So in terms of that, let's get some of the places insulated. And we'll start making houses, and we'll actually do an advanced steelworks. Oh, now we can't because we have to wait for the wood. Ah, they finally reached the coal mine. The coal mine was in operation until very recently. The machineries are running now, but there doesn't seem anything wrong with it. Perhaps the mine simply attracted its quota or filled the loading bay. We can retrieve plenty of raw materials if we took the machinery apart. I agree, because there is a lot going on here. If we kept it, we would get about 800 coal per day, which we generate 3,000 a day, so there's no need for that. We would waste people going or sending the machine back and forward, but if we dismantle it, we get a lot more. We get 344 in coal, 208 in wood, 200 in steel, and 2 steam cores, which is very useful. I'm dismantling this bad boy, and after that fact, I'll send that team back to the city. I want to address this right now. You guys can work a little bit more. A little bit more. Nope. First, I want to make the cemetery. So this is a place we can bury the dead. There's no risk of disease from unburied bodies. Hope will rise. Each burial will keep some people from work for a few hours. And I have to build a cemetery. A snow pit, unfortunately, is the opposite. Its cruel, inhumane stature opens up another set of laws, like harvesting organs from deceased bodies to use in healthier operations. But it comes at a drawback. If we do this, there's no risk of disease from unburied bodies. Bodies are preserved for potential future use. But hopeful fall and discontent will fall. Since this is a faith run, obviously a church is not going to have a snow pit. But a cemetery, definitely.
Listen, everyone.
So, we will build the cemetery out of the way so, you know, bodies don't get heated up, and that's gross. Why am I talking about it? So we'll build a cemetery right there. Ah, the damaged snowcat. Bags of resources. We found some supplies inside of the wreck. It will sure be good use for them. Ruined warehouse or a frozen pond? The warehouse will definitely have supplies, so let's send the team there. Doing okay so far.
End of shift.
The Londoners prey on discontent. Few are persuaded. A number of Londoners is talking to a crowd. He's trying to scare as many possible into joining the exodus to London, but his visions of doom ring false in the ears of people who are content with the situation. Let him speak. Let him speak. So for now, we're going to go to resources, and we're going to be doing another installation, which is the gathering post. And in response to him, we're going to do a sermon. But also on top of it, we're going to do a nighttime procession. Ruined warehouse, frozen supplies. With moderate effort, we were able to remove the crates containing supplies from under the snow. We'll put them to good use in our city. Not bad haul. 165 wood, 57 rations. And on top of that, we'll send the team to the frozen pond. The cemetery was built. Now we can put the dead to rest. And there goes all that discontent. All that discontent melted away. Alright, to make it even better, we'll start building houses now. And make it a real city. We'll start with the inner ring first and see what happens. Why are you in a tent? I thought I built... No, never mind, you're not in a tent. We'll see how far we can go. That's about it. And each day we'll do more and more. Another theft. They have stolen 32 supplies. But this time the Faith Keepers failed, and there was a murder. I'm gonna have to banish him because I haven't signed the law yet. I thought it wouldn't be just yet. Okay, it's gonna get colder by 2 levels, so it's gonna be what, 60? Yep. Let's see, I can't really send them out anywhere, and I won't show you what happens at the gloomy cave because that's it's kind of a run breaker, but we will send them to the research station.
Move! Time to get to work.
Alright. Now, because we passed the cemetery law, we can pass public penance.
Listen, everyone. New law
There's
is
that.
signed.
And that should be done by the Faith Keepers. Let's see, installation. Good. Let's do efficient gathering so we gather coal quicker. Okay, new landmark. There's nothing here. So with that, we can send our team back to the city. How's the city holding up? It could be better, could be worse. Let's put a steam hub right here. Our work sites are pretty okay, I want to say. But people are freezing in homes, so that's a no-go. Okay, people aren't freezing anymore, that's good.
Workday ends. It's time off.
So, in response to the freezing cold, we have enough to build more houses now. Okay, that's everybody within the inner ring of the city. Now, let's go to the housing area we did and built houses for these guys. Whoops. And we'll upgrade all the houses. Everybody will be living in a house now. Everybody's gonna be nice and toasty warm. But we won't get an insulation for the housing until level 5. Well, let's get all the insulation housing right here and now. So that way, we can do that. And here's the public penance. Those who stray from the righteous path bring pain upon themselves. It hurts, doesn't it? I know it hurts, and so it should. Look how they arrive, and the evil leaves them. It'll soon be over, and you'll be with us again. Wow, it decimated the Londoners. Look at that hope fall. Boom, boom. Nobody's really out cold anymore. Houses are coming together. Good. Look at that hope. Hope is pretty much maxed out. Discontent is not even a thing. 11 Londoners. Big whoop. We'll wipe these guys out and they'll rejoin us.
Get to work. Move, people. There's plenty to do.
Trying to lock on to that. There it is. And I'll set it for work hours. And that is done. So we have all that. We'll do resource management, which we need. Let's see what's going on. Choice or duty? Sir, a group of preachers is here to talk to you about the public penance hall you signed. They think it goes too far. We all agree the penance should be a choice, not a duty. You can't force people towards the truth. It must grow freely in their hearts. I'll consider these words. And that's going to bring our hope even further up. Look at that. Pretty much everything that could be warm is warm. Hunter hangers don't ever need to be warm. That's a benefit of putting them all the way out. Brought back more supplies, which is great. Now, everything looks like it's done, right? And everything's peaceful? Ha ha ha. If only. Now, I'm going to make a drastic measure for additional scouts. Because there is nowhere else to go, and I'm not sending people here. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start making resource deposits because I know what comes next. Because we need a lot more food if we're going to keep growing our population, right? So there's all that. We'll make roads so that we can get to access this. Look at that. This city could automate itself if I let it. But it's not gotten that far just yet. But it will. I can introduce a new law that will do righteous denunciation.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
My neighbor offended our captain and he's cheating on his wife. Oh no! Oh no, he's cheating on his missus! Why is he cheating on his missus? I would love to know the story behind that. Okay, it's just gonna be all rations and all food, so. This is like our food section. This is how we're gonna mitigate all of our food that comes in. Okay, there's 7 of them. No discontent whatsoever. Our food situation should be okay.
A new workday starts in the name.
Okay, we're gonna have our people sit here for now. Or wait. The research station team. Inside the ransacked station, we found Tesla's audio diary. A voice speaks. All the observed changes, like the sun's dimming, volcanic ash, could not have caused such cooling. But what if the huge quake of 1887? In Pagania, it was an asteroid strike? There's shouting, crashes, then silence. Numerous tracks lead on the door towards the mountains. Cave hideout. Interesting. Well, we already hit the cave hideout, didn't we? Oh no, there it is. Okay, let's keep going. We got more and more to do, so this is not even close to being done. Let's give our hunters some tools. A tip from a woman. She knows where some of the Londoners gather. Will act on this information. Oh, we got one Londoner to stay. Not bad. That's the one person who's staying there. We're just waiting on technology at this point. Our goal right now is to stockpile food and stockpile coal. And also get the heating up. Sir, a man has brought us a long list of names titled a register of Londoners, infidels, buggers, seducers, strumpets, and other wrongdoers. He swore on his soul that his information is accurate, and that all he wants is for them to repent and see the truth. If I do this, the number of Londoners will fall, and hope will also fall, but if I ignore this man, that can go undone. Let's report these people and see what happens. There's a little bit of hope. A little bit. Aha! Cave hideout. A few tired men. As we approach the cave, its inhabitants pull out rifles and take positions behind the wall, barring the entrance. They are in a bad shape, weak from malnourishment and illness. Talk to them or attack them. I don't think attacking them would do anything because from what it looks like they're armed. And they're tired. They'll just shoot us and call it a day. Let's talk to them. We'll try to reason with the Americans to convince them to join us. Nothing like small talk. Seeing that we have no ill intentions, the Americans told us how they dealt justice to the inventor after expelling him from his city. We buried Tesla's battered body in the cave and are now heading home with these poor riches in tow. 35 people. 35 workers. Not bad. I have something new for my other team to do, which is now the stone chip. One team down, one team forward. So they did that. We can actually go ahead and fire up the factory, which we've held off for long enough.
Time to rest. Remember those who work overtime in your prayers.
3 Londoners, huh? What are 3 guys gonna do, I wonder? If they do leave, it's 3 workers I'm about to offset. 33, but what, 32 minus 3? Or 35 minus 3. And we end up getting 3,178 coal per day. We have 6 people in recovery. Nobody is sick. People abandon the Londoners. No more division. We are one society. We are together again. We are united again. If they left, they would have died, but we all stay together. We did it. We united the people. The Londoners. We won't be divided. The Londoners are brought back into the fold. Nobody wants to leave the city anymore. We've won a hard fight victory over those who try to tear us apart. The tragedy of Winterhome crushed our hope. Fear led some people to persuade mad schemes. We couldn't let them die in the frozen wasteland, and we did what was necessary to keep all of us together. Together, we are stronger. And that completely maxes out hope. So, this is not the end of this story campaign. So, we still have work to do, so let's hop to it. The factory is done. And now we need to do automaton integration.
Work shift begins. May the Lord save all
I just noticed that the factories have little generators in the back and they spark. Alright, let's do another law. Now, we're not going to sway too far in the truth. If you sway too far in the truth, you turn into a cult. Instead, let's do prosthesis for anybody who'll need it.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
Lives back. It will. It will. Automaton integration number 2. Grumpy old man. Sir, a crowd has dragged an old man from his house. They're going to force him to submit to the public penance. Repent, you wretch, someone shouts. Maybe this will teach you to keep your foul mug shut. This man is known for his sharp tongue, but we have no reason or doubt his piety and loyalty. Disperse the crowd. Discontent will rise. What discontent? You try to drag an innocent old man from his house because you didn't like what he had to say about you. Yeah, he might be wrong for what he's got to say, but there's nothing wrong with his free words. 35 people, 126 wood, 64 steel, and 2 steam cores. We are rolling in steam cores. That's great to know. I don't want to go there. I really don't. Alright, that's integration number 2. Let's go ahead and fire up stage 5 so we can get that rolling. Alright, we've got 5 people in need of, or 30 people in need of a home, which is fine because if you remember earlier, it's not this. Where's the other area? Right here. We set up a housing area. 1, 2, 3. And according to this, it's like a quarter done. And those Americans joined us, which is fine. And boom, they have a house, and everybody's nice and toasty. I did not realize I was building that close. Aha, refugees from the Frostland. Unexpected guests. Captain, a group of exhausted survivors has reached their city. From their frantic expressions, we know they've come a great distance and that many of them died on the way. The phrase, doom is coming, keeps being repeated, and they say more refugees are following them. They're begging you to help them. Yeah, we will help them. We will. So our first place to go... Oh. Well, they're on their way. We'll go and greet them and bring them home. So we've only got 11 people that need a house, which is fine. So now I have a lot of people to put to work, which that's fine because I have an idea. I'm gonna need another wall drill for this. Alright, you guys are in there. I'm gonna do this. That's level 5, so let's do exactly what we need. Automaton. Actually, let's do boosted scout sled so we can get there quicker. $4 hours, huh? A lying child. Sir, a girl is asking to speak to you. She's crying and repeating that her mother is innocent. I lied. I lied to the priest. I'm so sorry. I told him that my mom said you're a damn fool, will burn in hell. But I was just mad at her. I made it up. Please don't punish her. I'm not gonna punish a kid. Go and don't do this again. Let's get a sermon going or evening prayer. Okay, we've got quite a bit of wood. Our next objective will definitely be heating, because that's going to be key. So we're going to do the insulation. We've reached the stone ship. There's a supply depot, huh? Let's hit that next. There was nothing at the stone ship, just a landmark. I'm going to be going quicker because there's a lot to do. And as we go through the night and day, more things are going to happen, and I have to be very quick about what I do. So right now we've got 6.5K. We're getting 3,100 a day. A hidden supply stash. Into the shack we found plenty of supplies, 192 wood, 47 rations. That's good. Let's send them back. Let's send them all back. And here is the end game. I know you probably can't see it on the screen, but I'll read it. Running from the storm, a huge crowd of people has reached our city. Many of them are sick. They say that some kind of enormous weather anomaly is coming our way, and that we'll die without help or without our help. We'll never have survived it. We're lucky our stars that the poor explorer Nansen warned us about the disaster and told us to evacuate. Please let us in. Everyone is welcome. Now, this is where things are going to get rough. This is where I need insulation. This is where I need people to work. This is where everybody's going to get discontent a little bit, but you know what? It is what it is.
Wrap up well. The frost is here.
Yeah, I know. I know it's going to be bad. Don't worry about the laws. Tip from a non-believer. That's good. Oh boy. Alright. We are going to need a lot. Like, a lot. We're on only stage 3. Alright, where's that living quarters area I had? Oh, this is probably not gonna be enough, but you know what? We'll make it work for now. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you've probably wondered by now, Grizzly, why aren't you making more resources depots so you can have more wood and whatnot? Well, I would if it weren't for the fact that every single time I get enough wood or steel, it goes right into whatever I'm making. So there'd be really no need for it. Let's increase the range on maximum on the generator. Okay, we've got those people. We can make another scout team, can't we? Where's that beacon at? I lost it in all this mess. Okay. Kind of people to do that. Gloomy cave. We don't need any of that. Everything else is settled. Okay. So now I'm going to be making for food. Because obviously our population grew quite a bit. And we need more and more food. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got like a ton of people just sitting around for it. So. Okay. Oh boy, is this gonna be fun, said no one ever. Ah, to get that discontent down, why don't we... Uh-oh, it's on cooldown. Oh boy. Refugees from Frostland, the second wave. Another huge group of refugees have arrived. They're even worse condition than the previous one. Many of them victims of Frostbite. They're all talking about a huge storm coming from the south. Nansen led us north because his years exploring the Arctic taught him to survive here using natural resources. Nobody could have guessed what was coming though. Should we let them in? Everyone is welcome. Bring them all in. And they're probably going to give me the cue running from the storm soon. Okay, that's a lot of food. I only need one house because I prepared for the monster storm, what I like to call it. It's the endgame storm. And my signature, I took part of the word Fumbleteer. And in Norse and the Ragnarok stories, when Ragnarok begins, it is the great winter that wipes out all life. So this is what we're prepping for, and I'll show you when we get there. Got 24 hungry. I have over 1,800 pieces of wood. There is no excuse. An accused priest. Sir, a woman is here to see you. She claims that she has evidence of one of our priests. Our man, in turn, accuses her of heresy. You're my only hope, sir, cries the woman. When I went to denounce this wretch, his colleagues kicked me out. He's forging denunciations to get back at those who cross him. She's lying, the priest shouts. She's a heretic, and all heretics lie. I'm going to side with the woman because I believe somewhere along the line somebody did something they shouldn't have. And I can send the Faith Keepers to sort him out, so. Besides, right now would not be the best time for that. Alright, we're going to work on our coal situation because we're obviously going to need more of that. And we'll build coal over this way. Because we're definitely going to need that. So far we're maxed out on coal, which is amazing. Didn't I have a... Yeah, I did. So we built a factory ages ago. And right now we're going to make use of it. So, this is the factory. Massive. We're going to build it right next to the workshop. And when we get in there, we're going to make 1, 2, 3 automatons at the start. Whoops. It would help if I put people in. Okay, that's everybody. Coal, 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 and more coal. Got 11 people homeless. We can sort that out right now. Let's see here. And that's going to be the second residential area. Okay, advanced coal mine is set in stone. Now let's rush to get our healthcare insulated once we got the wood. And the final wave. Holy crap. Everybody's running. The third group of refugees is here. They're on the verge of collapse, exhausted from their journey and by attending to the gravely ill and injured with them. Their leader, Nansen, isn't among them. We're evacuating everyone we can, but many stayed behind with those who were too ill to travel. Nansen amongst them. God have mercy us all. The great frost is coming. Shall we let them in? Everybody is welcome. Let's go. What looms ahead? Sir, we can now clearly see what the refugees were running from. The great frost is coming. We have to prepare. Our scientists can say they can calculate the severity of the storm from observations. They just need a day or two to prepare their instruments and install them in the beacon. I will show you that is what they were coming from. All that. That's up here. It's like in a big circle. So ahead of it, I'm going to send my scout teams ahead to the remaining areas. Demolition survivor, that's fine. I've got 41 people that need a home. Okay? 41. Not too bad, to be honest. Let's see. 1, 2. Whoops. Now here comes the fight because I'm running out of resources, but not really. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just have just enough. Alright, an automaton was made. So, we have more robots working, so we can take those people and put them in the coal, and put the machine in the coal mine. We need, oh boy, we need a lot. So let's make a steam wall drill. Oh wait, before the steam wall drill, there's another thing we need, and that's the instruments. The instruments have to be researched. So we can definitely get that right now. I'm going to call for an emergency shift, however. I'm going to offset the discontent with an evening prayer. Okay. Our first troops hit the first base. On the verge of death, these people are on their last legs. Despite taking shelter in an ice crevice, many of them suffer from heavy frostbite and hypothermia. We can help them still if we act quickly and bring them to the city. They can't stand on their own. Some can hardly speak. Let's bring them. Four hours till that's done. The next team hits their emergency point. The price of survival. All these people are deathly ill. It's a wonder that it's still alive. The snow burrows are only a little less freezing than the surrounding icy wasteland. They won't last the day if we don't take them right now to the city. There's a bunch of kids in here. Like, why? Alright, that's researched. We've got those people. Prepare for the storm. Sir, the scientists couldn't believe their eyes, but they've double and triple checked their calculations. They say the strongest of the winds the storm will cause the temperature to plummet beyond anything we've ever experienced before. Hunting will be impossible. The plants in the hothouses will freeze. Everyone left outside the city will perish, and so will we if we can't heat our homes properly. We have to prepare. Yeah, discontent, or rather Holt, took a huge hit. So we're going to try to recover that as we go. We've got 2 people that are sick. That's easy to combat. So what we'll do is this. We will build another house of healing and mitigate that. Okay. Actually, no. We can make the kids do it. Can't we? And then we'll build a shrine right near it. Because, memory serves, shrines increase efficiency. Okay. This team can be sent to Camp Vulcan. This team can be picked up. Deep Hollow, a long way down. These people must have fallen into the hole while escaping the incoming storm. At least half of them didn't survive the crash, but it seems we could rescue the wounded. That is, if we strap them to our sleds and bring them to the city quickly. Do it. Do it. Okay, in terms of that, we need quite a few things. We need our health care to be extra. But in terms of that, we're running low on this and that, so we need to do an emergency steam wall drill.
Go to work. Lord, be with us as we labor today.
And now we have a few conditions because we have to prepare for the storm in a week. We have to recall all scouts because we don't have any outpost teams. We have to rescue the survivors in the snow burrows and the deep hollow. We've got to research the power upgrade to level 3, which that's easy to do. We've already done the research overdrive couplings, and we have to gather at least a week's worth of food for every citizen, which is roughly over 3,400, but that's okay because we're sitting at 2,803. So, let's get to work on these things. So in terms of food, we need obviously more hunter hangers, and we'll build that right here. There's that. Remember how I said, oh hey, the city could pretty much run itself? Well, now that's going to prove it's right. There's an automaton there. We've got, let's see, steam mills. We've got one here. Steam coal mines. So these are automated now. So now we're going to further improve that. We've got 19 that are homeless. Oh, the music is so beautiful in this game, I swear. Hold on. Yep. So I need what? 2 houses? 19? Yep, 1, 2. And just in case it wasn't dire how badly we need this, I need to build another road right here. And then I need to make a steam hub right here. Anybody that's still stuck in this is going to be trapped forever. So we've already got things fired up. Okay, there's that. So we will upgrade our coal mines because that's going to be important. We're going to do our wall drills next because that's super important. Okay, survivors have been rescued. We saved everyone we could find from the places that we knew were sheltered. God help the rest. Okay, that's done. Okay, fun fact. I've been dreading going here. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything I can't meet here. We're gonna go to the Gloomy Cave, because there is people there.
Today's labor is done. Thank you.
Okay. We can still put people up in houses, which are really insulated now. Alright. I'll even go the far lengths and put a house like healing. Runaway child. This is the part that gets me. Sir, a man is here to see you. He says that his daughter ran away after news of the storm spread. He wants to borrow a scout sled and go after her. She's a big girl, but she's always very impulsive, and she's scared easily, the father explains. I must find her before she's lost for good. She's all I have left. This man would prevent her from leaving the city. Hope will fall. He'll die to stop him, equip him for the journey, or ignore him. I'm a sucker for, hypotheticals. Plus, I kind of feel for him, being that, I'm a father of 2, or rather of 4, 2 stepkids. But I'm going to equip him for the journey and let him go. Hopefully he makes it. I've always had him succeed, but, you never know. We're gaining 5,000 a day. This is the one I did not want to go for. Beset by beasts, the gloomy cave. We can hear terrified shrieks coming from a cave uphill. When we came closer, several polar bears turned towards us, blocking the entrance. There are people trapped inside, and these beasts are picking them off one by one and feasting on them. If I leave the bears alone, everybody will be killed that's inside. If I try to rescue them, I could lose my scout team. But, in turn, I would rescue 4 children, 19 engineers, and 11 workers. I'm going to risk attacking the bears. Please, good luck. Oh my god, we got it. We had to help the survivors. When our scouts attacked the bears, the people in the cave joined in. Together, they drove the beasts away. Then they all set out to the city. We literally saved everyone. We have saved everyone in this playthrough. Wow. That's great. Here comes another cold spot. Alright, let's get back on track here. We absolutely need our healthcare to be maxed. Okay, we got those people. Let's send the workers out for food, because we're gonna need it. And I'm gonna build more hunter tankers. We're gonna have a fleet. A literal fleet. Okay, for those people that just came back, I do have houses for you. Okay. I just need one more house. And to make it even better, I can put something right here. Just in case it doesn't reach. Because we're making that much coal, so it's not really like, oh my god. Okay. Camp Vulcan. Ever the skeptic. You're going the wrong way. The scientists mistook us for refugees, but after we tell them about our city, they're they're non-pulsed. It's probably too close to the storm to stand. Well, you might consult Nansen on that if you reach him in the south. Their work here is done. You can convince them to join us so we can show them our city. Yeah, let's escort them, because I don't think they'll make it. Camp Compass. New priorities. A small group of scientists is finishing the loading of their supplies. They work efficiently but in silence, looking somewhat dejected. You've mostly helping the evacuations now, one of them tells us. We used to study the Earth's magnetic field, but there are more important things to worry about now, like survival. Let's bring those guys to the city as well. And we've got another team. It's a fortified hut, ice caves. It's at Camp Meteor. Okay. Everybody's eating. Good. 5,800 a day. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We don't need an infirmary. Think everything else. Let's see. I need to do the power, don't I? I'm actually gonna go ahead and max out the generator for the storm. Let's get more people. Go hunting. Oh, good. I've got houses for everybody and enough room. Because I know more people are coming. Okay, I've got 6 days, and the storm's a little bit of ways away. We'll check the jagged rocks quickly. I don't know why it never goes the street over here. Okay, that's more people. Good. We've got everybody sorted out on that. Look at it. That's it. That's it right there. I already know there's 2 spots that are trick spots. Those are the fortified hut and the ice caves. The scientists were there and they left, so there's no one there. So now we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can focus on maintaining what we have. Tip from a believer. Nighttime procession. Alright, so we have to recall all of our teams. We have to get the generator maxed out. We've got enough food, so that's a plus. I like how there's 22 people that are hungry. Alright, the generator is gonna be max. I'm gonna do the heaters next. Let's get some more tech specialists in here. Okay, Fallen Star, Camp Meteor, Scattered Convoy, Large Crater. Alright, I want to do 1 for the Scattered Convoy, and we'll do 1 for the Large Crater. Okay, there's that. We're going to do Advanced Heaters next. still doing amazing. Like, this is how warm all the buildings are in terms of things. Okay. What? Deep in danger. Ruins of the underground base reek of sulfur. It must have been a warm and sheltered place, but now exploring the depths is dangerous. Exploring the ruins, we found a briefcase signed by Nansen. It seemed to contain some interesting blueprints. Nansen's Stormwatch. Huh. I've actually never come across that in most of my playthroughs. So that's new. A hungry mother. Give her 2 food rations. Go ahead. We got plenty. Hungry polar bears. Inside the damaged crawlers were found several dead bodies. Few of them were torn apart and partially eaten, by some beasts. Polar bears, we think. We never know for sure what happened. There's nothing we can do to salvage from this gruesome place. Alright. That's gonna do it for the salvage team. They're gonna come back. How are 37 of you hungry? You folks better start eating. Alright, for some odd reason, it gets warmer. The food is caused by the cook stealing, but I'm gonna have Faith Keepers to look over them. Nansen's Stormwatch, Nansen's warning. We found a note left by Nansen and his co-workers. The unexpected cold is hard to predict. This will be way below any temperature recorded on Earth. Gale force 10 as the jet stream seems to abate on descent. Afterwards, the climate shall start improving slowly. We're moving towards this apocalyptic storm to confirm our predictions. Farewell, and may God protect you. We got the technology. There is nothing else out here. Call them back. So they went into the storm. Guys, literally, why are you starving? You're so damn hungry. Alright. Idea. What if I made a cookhouse close to a heating area? Right? And I did it that way. Good, because I kind of figured that's what it was. Oh, we don't really need sawdust meals anymore, so... Okay. As you can see, the generator, the heating is at maximum. Let's do automaton integration. Lost without a trace. The crater is fresh with broken ice around the rim. We searched the camp for clues to the scientist's fate and found none. Everything's in order, but not a perfect order. It looks like they went to do something and didn't return. Maybe they tried to descend into the crater and got lost. We acquired this useful technology. There is literally no sign of what happened to these guys. I have a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do mongering drunks, send them home. So I'm going to take that guy and get that guy down. Yeah, I know they're doom mongering, they don't number on us. No prosthesis needed in this run, so we did very well. Let's do a ceremonial service. We'll do a public penance at that. There's one person sick. Yeah, okay. Fine. I'll open another house of healing. But let's see where I can put it. Let's see where I can put it. Right here. Okay, so we literally have everything set in stone. We don't need any of this because we don't have any automatons working in houses of healing or anything like that. We will do coal mine operations. Because now what we can do is start building resources for more coal. This is going to be rough as soon as the storm hits, so... zoom in here. I'll bring that road across. Aha. Coal, coal, get more coal. Oh, did I take that one out by mistake? Yeah, I did. I did a few by mistake. Whoops. Okay, so we've done that. We'll do coal and dumper injectors. Oh crap, almost forgot about them. Bring them back. Oh boy, are they gonna cut it close. All this is the storm. Every last inch of it. And to prove how big it is, it's gonna cover everything. So all these marks are freeze. So anything that is caught in this area that would have been caught would have died. So those guys, due to our boosted scout sleds, will make it back just in time. Two people are hungry, go figure. Oh boy! What else do we need? Do we need anything else? We got all the insulation done. We've got our healthcare insulation set. We've got our advanced resources as much as it could. We've got coal mining set. We did do boosted scout sleds, that's good. Our automatons are maxed out in efficiency, and our heating is at 100%. There is nothing else I could have done to prepare for the storm. And we're gathering 6970 a day due to the automatons.
A new workday starts in the name of God.
Prayers at work. No, let them pray. Let them pray. There's that. Pretty much that's it. Yeah, that's it. So the only thing we have to do is sit back and wait. Okay, they're here. So in terms of that, I can recall all my scout teams. Preparations finished. The people you saved barely managed to reach the city in time. At least we have a critical supply of food ready. There's not much time left. We should use it to prepare whatever else we can. After the storm hits, there'll be nothing we can do but wait it out. Let's check to make sure everybody is in a house. Everybody in a house? Nobody in a house? Going once, going twice. You're gonna freeze to death if you don't get a house. Nope, everybody's in a house. I know this is gonna be cliche, but I'm gonna put a fighting arena outside some. No fighting arena. We're good. We're good. We can ride this sucker out. We've got over the limit that we need for food. I don't know why people are hungry, like really.
Time to rest. Remember those who work overtime in your prayers.
No, there's nothing else I can do. Let's do streamline prosthesis just in case people need it. We'll prepare that way. And we finished with 2 days to spare. A fight over supplies. They're fighting over supplies. Why? So what we can do, that's automated, that's automated. I don't need you there, and I don't need these people working. Nope, send everybody home. To make even better, I'll even send people working in the steam coal area. Oh, nope, wrong area, wrong area. Normally I have 2 steam coal thumpers. Send everybody home. Send them home. And we can go ahead and is there anybody living in these areas? There is. So my next question is, if I turn this off, will it affect the heating? A mob storms the stockpiles. Fear of the storm. Sir, a crowd of terrified people have stormed the stockpiles and started plundering our supplies. We managed to fight them off, but they demand wood for heating and to reinforce their homes. We'll need 1,400 wood to supply everybody. Disperse the crowd. The city comes first. Disperse the crowd. Tip from an unbeliever. A tip from an unbeliever. That's fine. And now comes the final hours. Even without the steam coal thumper, we still make 6K a day in terms of coal. So can I even make this one advanced? Yeah, I can. Nope. Oh, look. All of our coal mines are now advanced, so they'll produce even more coal. So now instead of 6K, we are now at 6.97K a day. Now my only goal, because this is the prelude to the storm, is to get all the hope up.
Lord, we rest as we labor today.
Oh boy, will this be a ride. Hey look, finally nobody's hungry anymore. You know, with over 4,300 in food, you would think not.
Work is over for today. There's time for harvest and time for sleep.
Alright, 3 people are sick, really? And the city is warm. If one person is... Let's see. Okay. And here it is. The storm. The storm hits the city. A bowling gale bursts upon the city, and the generator creaks and groans under the weight of the wind. Pale faces turn towards the rattling windows. Trembling lips utter words of prayer. The cold will be brutal. Hunting is impossible. The soil in the hothouses will freeze. We'll have to make do with the food we stockpile. The city must survive. This is Ragnarok. This is Vimbolvatir. Survive the storm. We prepare well for the coming storm. Now all that's left is to wait until it passes. Oh! Oh, it dropped my hope by half! Alright, so our goal is to maintain heat. So, in terms of that, we're going to boost hope however we can. All the houses are okay, so I can't really argue with that too much. Let's see, that automatons are working alright. I don't need heaters on if automatons are working. Nobody's working here, so I'm gonna turn the heaters off. Trying to contain the coal as much as possible. What's here? See coal mine? And it's going to turn that off. Ah. Let's actually shut that down. Coal mine crisis, danger of collapse. Sir, one of our engineers wanted to talk to you. He's concerned about the danger that the coal poses to our mines. We're doing everything we can to heat the mines, but the air that's pumping into the shafts is so cold now that hydraulic roof supports are starting to freeze. When they do, the tunnels will start collapsing. Keep me informed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build another zoom hub, and that's going to enable me to build Isles of Healing. I literally put everybody home. Coal mine crisis. The mines are freezing. Sir, it's so cold that the hydraulic roof supports in our coal mines are falling. If the tunnels collapse, the railroads will be cut off. We should either abandon them or send volunteers to replace the supports, but the task is extremely dangerous. Oh! The outputs of all types of coal mines will fall by 80%. I gotta send volunteers. Let's send them in! Oh! 30 of our people died! Why did they die? Oh boy! Okay. Actually, why don't I just send you all home? Send everybody home. Weird. That's a medical post. The heater's not on. Get the people out of the factory. Turn the heater off while you go. Oh boy. Look at that wind. More hands needed. Sir, the volunteers we sent to keep the mines running weren't enough. There's been a cave-in. Either we send more people to open the tunnels and replace the rest of the supports, or the sacrifice of the first group will go in vain. 5 volunteers will be sent to each mine. Some of them may die. We have no choice but to send more people. 14 of our people died! Oh boy! I can't even see the temple in this. It's like that cold, I can't see anything. There it is. Sermon, evening prayers. Can we get the faithkeepers to do anything? Okay. They're on cooldown. 1 person died. Why are we having so much sick? Oh, what? I didn't turn the house of healing on? Oh boy. Oh, I don't know why these people are out. Seriously. Should say 0 on most of them. Oh boy! How far does this reach?
Wrap up well. Frost is here.
I like that every 1 person's hungry. Coal mine crisis. The mines are operational. Sir, the volunteers managed to replace the critical supports in the lower levels of our coal mines. Our coal supply is safe for now. but the coal cost was great. 45 of our people paid with their lives to give us a chance of survival. They will be honored. God, they kept us in business. They did. They kept us in business. Because it's cold. I will use the overdrive to keep people from freezing to death. It's probably a good thing we had the generator on max. I think just people are hungry. I might have to open another house of healing. Precious.
It's getting colder.
Yeah, I know it is. The storm. Darkness before dawn. Sir, one of our engineers has come crashing through the door. White-faced, demanding to see you. I've run the calculations with the new data. The storm will pass in a couple of days, but the temperature just before the end will drop drastically. Nothing can protect us from such cold. Panic is starting to spread, and the people are losing all hope. We have to stay strong. Another hit! I hit! Oh, God! It hurts! Okay, so we have got to hold on. Force them to work. Let them stay at home. Let everybody stay at home. Holy crap. Alright, I need to find the temple quickly. I think we'll be alright though. We should be anyway. Okay, there we go. This is what the overdrive was supposed to be used for, but I think I jumped the gun too early. I don't get how I have 69 people hungry and the food is right there. Whatever. Better. Panic spreads. Let them stay at home. Ironic. I don't have any more room for another house to heal. Not really. Miracles happen. Hey, it's the desperate father from before. Sir, it's a miracle. The man who went looking for his daughter is back. He brought her with him. He says he found her soon after leaving the city, but then they got lost and had to wait for a lull in the blizzard to find their way back. They're both exhausted and frostbitten, but very happy. It's a miracle. We can beat the storm. Well, that's good. Get them warmed up, get them a meal, and send them home. Alright, here we go. Waiting for the overdrive to get a little bit more. Now, I can't touch this at all, otherwise we're gonna lose. Fear of the storm. Work ceases. Sir, most of our people have abandoned their workplaces to stay at home with their families. Only the medical facilities are still functioning. The city holds its breath, waiting for whatever the end will bring. We have to stay strong. We'll do prayers. Oh, there it is.
Hope is coming.
Everywhere is freezing. There is nothing I can do about this. The storm ends. The wind dies down, and the temperature finally starts to rise. An eerie silence descends on the city. Look at that temp! 103 degrees. Negative 130 degrees down to 30. It's over. I can't believe it. It's finally over. We survived. We made it. We made it. We have survived. We started as a band of heathens, cast out of Haven. 80 souls, lacking guidance. First, we put our children to work. Parents lost their children. Look at me out to be a monster, sorry. And every day was a struggle. So we adapted. Violent public protests denouncing infidels, vigilant faith keepers, yet I fear we have gone too far. Faith was abused. The city survived, but was it worth it? 1887, New London, 644 souls, negative 30 degrees. And that, my friends, is FrostPunk: A New Hope. I would like everybody who tuned in, thank you for being here today. We did our first chapter in the FrostPunk series, which was A New Hope. We ended it in Faith with 644. This is our first video out of the series. We will be doing the other scenarios as we go along this week. So I'm probably thinking I'm going to try to be consistent with this. I'm going to do a bi-daily schedule. So I had yesterday off. I streamed the day before, a different schedule. Today I'm going to stream. I did the FrostPunk today. And then I'm going to do tonight a later stream of Dead by Daylight. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is your boy, your boss, Elder Grizzly of Grizzly Nation, signing off. Take care, guys.